right, look at us. We're live, boys and girls. Welcome, everybody. My name is Deanna Nichols, doTERRA Blue Diamond. You have found my page. Or perhaps you're watching this on YouTube, in which case you have found my page. Either way. So we broadcast every Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Facebook at Oil Shares with Deanna Nichols. That's me. And we also post our replays on YouTube on the Deanna Nichols channel. So either way, thank you for watching. Please participate and comment. We love to hear from you. We love our guests. We love our family, our Oil Shares community members. Please ask your questions. I am going to be introducing Mary Thoma, one of my dear friends and business partners from Louisiana, soon to be Germany, however, because she is one of those world travelers. And she's going to be sharing what I feel like is really her wheelhouse, which is emotional balance. She loves to teach on that. She's a master at teaching that and also doing her best to live that as an example to those around her, which I find very inspiring. So we're going to talk about that. We could use some emotional balance. Frankly, I've been in the car all day driving in traffic on I-81, so I need emotional balance like crazy. My son was vomiting in the car into a bucket that we purchased at Target about 20 minutes into our trip because he got car sick. And so that's my day. So I definitely could use some tips from Mary, but I want to tell you a couple introductory remarks before we do that. And whilst, of course, I fix my hair, which is what I do. If you're watching live on Facebook and you're commenting, I am going to be watching with you. So I'll be able to do my best to answer your questions. If we don't get to them live, we promise to come back and answer them, type you an answer. If you're watching and you're a first-time guest, like you do not have a doTERRA membership, and you found us somehow invited or just scrolling through Facebook, please let us know that you're a guest. We want to enter you into a drawing. We have a roller bottle remedy. It's just like a fun little remedy we've made and put it in a roller and make it easy for you to experience essential oils. And we're going to do a random drawing of people who comment that they are a guest and that they were invited by whomever invited you. So tell us who that was. And also, if you don't know, just say, hey, I'm a guest of the page. I don't know how I'm here. I don't know where I am. I'm just here. Let us know just so we can enter you in the drawing. Also, if you have recently joined our team, so maybe since like February 17th, you joined as a wholesale member with our team, we would love to give you a chance to win a free personalized essential oil regimen from me. I will take the time to pinpoint something specific that you'd like to work on and give you a really targeted regimen. I charge my clients like $35 for that, so it's a nice gift. And if you are new, just say, I'm a newbie, and Mary Thoma introduced me to doTERRA. Let us know who introduced you to doTERRA and that you're a newbie, and that'll enter you in that drawing. We're going to tell you how you can, hopefully Mary can hold these up. This is normally, I would hold up the things, but I don't have the things. But we're going to tell you how you can get free deep blue oil and deep, she's running. She's like, where is the deep blue? There's deep blue rough and deep blue oil. Deep blue products are like, I think our third most commonly ordered products in doTERRA. They are like, hit you out of the park with your pain relief needs oils. So the only difference is one is in a cream form, one's in an oil form. You can use them together or separately, but everybody has pain at some point, even like really perfect people that have nothing, that are in perfect health. I know some of you are that way, and you still have aches and pains sometimes. You still overwork your muscles or twist the wrong way or wake up with something that's stiff, or you get menstrual cramps or headaches or whatever. And all of those are perfect for deep blue. So we want you to get that free in the month of March. And you can do that whether you're a member or whether you're just getting started. So stay tuned. We're going to tell you how you can do that. So enter the drawing. Stay tuned to find out how you can get your deep blue. And please give Mary your love, your hearts, your smiles, your thumbs upses. No frowny faces though, but everything happy to encourage her as she's sharing with us. And please, you have a button at the bottom of your live video where you can share and let people know that you're watching this. Say, hey, I'm watching these really awesome, beautiful, amazing women. I just thought I'd give you a few words to share. Talking about emotional balance with essential oils, come check this out with me and you can share it on your wall. So we really appreciate the shares. So, all right, let Mary jump in and start sharing her message about emotional balance.
Thanks, Deanna. I noticed that we're both wearing our green. I put on my bright green New Orleans earrings today. Happy St. Patty's Day, everyone. Boy, my camera's really close. Okay, so yes, Deanna is correct that I do actually really love sharing about the emotional benefits of the oils. I love the physical benefits as well. But as someone who has been committed to her own healing, the healing of her family, and who wants to continually be growing and becoming more and more of myself as I live this life, I know how crucial it is to keep up with my emotional health and to be proactive, to not wait until, you know, I get bowled over by some event in life, but to actually be taking care of myself day in and day out consistently. Look, I'm not perfect, you know, things come up. I don't do every single thing that I want to do every single day, but I have a commitment to not only my physical wellness, but also to my emotional health and my emotional self-care. And so every single day I'm putting on lots of different oils for lots of different reasons. And I actually came into these oils. I discovered these oils when I was in a yoga class, and my friend shared some oil with me at a yoga class. And at that time I was really searching for something. I needed a solution. I was going through a big transition in my life, and I wanted something natural. And these oils were introduced to me, and it was really a godsend to know that I could use something natural, pure, dependable, that was going to be good to my body, that was really lovely to get to use, because it feels so good to use these oils, to smell them, to put them on. You know, it's just a beautiful way to care for ourselves. So tonight I'm going to be talking about, you know, the number one thing, Deanna, that people ask me about when we start to talk about emotions is like, do you have anything for stress? I mean, if I had $1 for every time someone said, do you have anything for stress? So you're not alone if you're feeling that. Everyone is trying to figure out how to walk through this life with all of the events that are going on in our lives, and then all of our personal events that are happening, and come to it as we're best able, in balance, hopefully, and able to show up with a healthy emotional life. So, you know, most of us, as I said, have these daily stressors. It's really just the world we live in, isn't it? So whether it's, you know, when you wake up in the morning, and I hope that the first thing you do is not jump on Facebook or Instagram or social media. I hope you give yourself the health of waking up with something better to begin to feed your body and mind. But sometimes, you know, that's what we do. We wake up and we immediately turn to social media, and the news of the world can come crashing in. Maybe you're dealing with family issues. Maybe a child is struggling in school. Maybe your husband is having a hard time at work. You know, our spouses can bring home stressors from work, and then it's like a contagion that passes down the family. Maybe someone in your family is struggling with an illness. There's so many things that can impact us, and we're not even going to get into all, you know, the toxins in the environment and those that are in our home that we want to clear out. That's a whole other class. But we're all dealing with multiple factors daily, and we're all looking for something natural that we can trust and feel good about using. And you know, what we don't want to have happen is that all these stressors build up and build up and build up. And that's when we allow that to happen, and we have no way to deal in a healthy way with our emotions, you know, that's when things can kind of fall apart, and you're not making your best choices, and you're snapping at your husband, or you know, you're not acting in your best self. And so by taking intentional care of ourselves daily, and it doesn't have to be a complicated process, we begin to help the body and the emotions come back into balance. You know, when anything is going on with our physical bodies that's not working correctly, it's usually because something in the body's out of balance, and likewise with our emotions. Yeah. So tonight we're going to be talking about a really beautiful kit. It is called the Aroma Touch Kit, and it comes with 8 oils, and also, see if I can make it come over here, this diffuser, which right now is actually diffusing Aroma Touch and Wild Orange.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really lovely. So we're going to talk about this kit and the oils that are part of the kit and how they can support us emotionally and bring us into balance in this natural, simple way, effective way. But in addition to going over the 8 oils, which I will do in a minute, I want to just give a really important hat tip to the technique that this kit is named for Aroma Touch, the massage blend. And there's actually a technique that uses all 8 of these oils that come in the kit called an Aroma Touch technique, which is oils application to the back and to the soles of the feet. It's some fairly simple motions and flow that go with that technique that matter. We're trained in how to deliver this particular technique, but it helps to bring the body and so powerfully the emotions back into balance. It is a tremendous gift that we can give to our families and friends when we learn how to share this technique. And I mean, my daughters, often when they come into town, my 2 grown adult daughters, we have a massage table set up in the spare bedroom, and they're always like, "Mom, can I have an aroma touch?" You know, what am I going to say? No. I mean, I love sharing with them in that way, to be able to, the healing power of touch, along with the healing power of these, a technique associated with these 8 oils. But if you're new tonight, if you're brand new and you haven't used these oils, or maybe you've never experienced an aroma touch, oil massage, I want you to know that we're going to go over briefly each of these oils. So you don't have to know the technique to benefit from these oils. Each of these oils individually are incredibly beneficial and powerful. I just did want you to know that there's a particular technique that also uses all of those oils. So if you get that kit, you're not only getting each of these 8 oils and a diffuser, which even if you didn't know the technique would be fabulous, but you also have then you're set up and ready to be able to share this technique with your family and your loved ones. All right, so yep, I said that already. So we're gonna dive in. Great, so we're gonna dive into the oils. So the first 2 oils we're gonna talk about tonight, I want you to kind of think of an umbrella over them as calming and grounding. So we started off talking about stress, and these are some of the oils that people really want when they're looking for support to calm things down, to try to get a little bit more centered, feel more grounded, and not just, have that racing brain and all that stress that starts building up. So the first one that I'm going to talk about tonight is one that I'm guessing, even if you're brand new to the oils, you might be familiar with, probably heard of lavender. Lavender is a very popular oil. It's an ancient and beautiful scent that most of us have been introduced to. However, if you've never smelled doTERRA's lavender, I would challenge you to do the scent test. You may think you've smelled lavender before, but you've probably smelled lavender fragrance. This is not. This is pure lavender essential oil. So as you probably already know, it's very calming to the mood, very calming to the spirit. As I said, if you're starting to feel yourself rev up and feel anxious feelings, lavender is such an easy go-to to calm your spirit back down and to just make you feel a little more relaxed. It's also a great oil to use prior to bedtime, a couple of drops on the soles of your feet before bed, and it just helps your body and your muscles begin to relax, your spirit begin to relax a bit, so that it makes falling asleep easier. I really love, I was looking to see if I had one nearby. I get glass bottles that are about this size. This is actually our coconut oil, but it's about this size, a spray bottle. And I like to do lavender and just some water. And I love before bed to just kind of spritz it around myself, maybe spritz it on my pillow. It's just such a comforting, sweet way to drift into sleep. Lavender is also super soothing to the skin, but tonight we're primarily talking about bringing back our minds back into and our emotions back into balance. So lavender is a great support for that, very calming, very grounding. I have a friend who is going to come on and share about the next oil, which is balance oil. Balance oil is called the grounding blend, and it is a blend of oils. It's not a single oil like lavender, which is only lavender in a bottle. Her name is Jane, and hopefully she's on the line with us and she can share a little bit about emotional balance and using balance. I know she loves it.
Hi, Jane.
Hi, Jane.
We can't hear you. We can see you.
Can you unmute yourself?
I did unmute myself.
There you go.
There you are.
All right. Hey, everybody. I'm Jane with the marvelous Mary Thoma team in Louisiana. And I'm going to talk to you about Balance Oil. It is truly my favorite of all of the Aroma Touch oils. It is made up of spruce, hoe wood, frankincense, blue tansy, blue chamomile, and it is our grounding blend. It is used to ground us, to relax us, and to bring us back to the earth. I just love it. I use it every morning on my feet. I read that Dr. Hill did it, so I thought if it was good enough for him, I would do it. Now you have a wonderful roller on the bottle that I just roll it directly on my feet every morning, and I know that I'm starting my day off grounded, and that is so important to me. And I use it every night before I go to bed. I love to mix it with Serenity, another one of our blends, and it goes on the bottom of my feet, and I know I'm grounded when I go to sleep. It is also emotionally, I wrote it down, it promotes tranquility while bringing harmony to mind and body and balance to the emotions. And don't we all need balance to our emotions? My emotions are here, they're there, they're everywhere. And balance just tones me down. I have it on my wrist right now so I could speak to y'all. It's just one of my favorite oils. I want to read you something out of the emotions book that we have as a reference book, as it helps children and adults to settle down, teaches to ground energy and manifest your vision with the patience of a tree. Wow, to me, that is really powerful. Patience of a tree. I love balance.
Thank you so much, Jane. That was fantastic. And you can see how much love we have for these oils because we feel the benefits of them daily. And so those two that I just covered and Jane covered, lavender and balance, are your kind of your calming and your grounding. Thanks so much, Jane. I'm going to move on now to the next sort of umbrella or category. The next two oils are for sort of clearing negative energy and establishing healthy boundaries. And those two oils are Melaleuca, which you may be familiar, what am I trying to say? You may be familiar with tea tree. So this is our tea tree oil. And then sometimes my tongue just gets ahead of my brain, Dan. And then the next oil is On Guard, which is our protective blend. So again, a single oil, tea tree, and then a blend, On Guard. So I like Melaleuca is incredibly powerful for the body. So it's very cleansing, it's very supportive of the skin. It's antibacterial, antifungal, antimicrobial. Emotionally, I turn to Melaleuca when I feel like I have just feelings all over me. Perhaps I've been with a friend who was very upset, or maybe we had an argument, or, it's generally in use in relationship with someone, and I feel like I'm having a hard time determining what belongs to me and what belongs to them. Sort of
very good
boundaries. And so what I found works really beautifully is to just take a couple of drops of Melaleuca. I'll breathe it in a little bit, and it's a bit medicinal in scent, but I'll breathe it in, and then I will literally just move the energy. I will just sort of brush the energy away, and it is phenomenal how quickly you feel like you come back to like, okay, this is me, that's them. I'm not carrying around all the emotions that I just had, shared with me or sort of dumped on me. If you're familiar with Native Americans and saging, it's sort of the same kind of concept, but it is an almost immediate sense that you can feel emotionally cleansed.
And I'll say, Mary, too, that like if you do any kind of work where you're dealing with people who are having health problems, if you're dealing with emotional stuff, like maybe you're a counselor, really, if you're just around people, which is almost all of us, I feel like that's a good daily habit, what Mary just said. And I have to say, I've struggled most of my life with that problem of taking on everyone else's stuff and then just carrying it around. And it starts to affect you in a big way physically. and if you don't learn to get a handle on that. And so if that sounds like you, if you feel like you're constantly feeling like these are your, like you forget that it's not your circus and it's not your monkeys. Like if you do have that problem, like I do, like I have had in my past, then maybe making that tea tree and putting that kind of just around your space every day as a daily habit, I think you're going to find that you feel so much lighter. It's almost unbelievable how different you can feel. And so I really want to encourage you to try that, because it might sound a little weird to you if you're not familiar with some of these things we're talking about, but I promise you, try it and you will notice, like Mary said, very quickly.
Yeah, you kind of have to have an open mind, but once you try it, it's really phenomenal. A sort of a sister to the same idea, or companion, is the On Guard, which is our protective blend. It's an incredibly popular oil. Just as Deanna was saying, our deep blue, like On Guard is in so many of our products because it's incredibly powerful, and helps to support our immune system and just kind of knock out the germs. And it's just a very strong protective oil physically, and emotionally you can say the same thing. Yeah. So there are situations that we have to go into where we feel vulnerable, where we feel like we're in, maybe not in fear of literal attack, but emotional attack. And maybe we're not feeling as confident in a particular relationship or a situation. And we almost want to put on some armor, some protective armor, not to close us off, not to close off our emotions, but just to strengthen, right? And kind of back to these emotional boundaries again, having a healthy emotional boundary. I find that On Guard is very supportive in that way. So when you're wanting to kind of strengthen your sense of your inner self, and you want to be able to sort of stand up in your truth and live your truth, and have a strong emotional boundary so that you can show up in your fullness. And I find that On Guard is super supportive of that. We could do a whole class on Guard because it's just a beautiful blend.
I actually want to say for a second a little bit about that. I work with a lot of people who come to me because they don't know exactly why they're feeling bad. And they think they know, like, it's hurting here or it's hurting here. And oftentimes I will discover that it's their basic survival instinct of feeling safe and protected that is actually resulting in their problem. So an example of how that can show up in your life is sometimes it can show up like your immune system is overreacting to everything. Like, oh, there's pollen. Let me make you feel like crap now. And, oh, there's a hair follicle. Let's destroy that. That could be dangerous. Like, it just sees everything as like danger, 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 danger. And your fight or flight you're just constantly in fight or flight. You just never feel safe. And you're like walking around like, what's about to happen? What's about to happen? And that affects you physically. And a lot of times you do get to the point where your immune system overreacts. And we see that with people that have like a lot of allergies. They have a lot of autoimmune situations. And we think it's just like a physical problem. But if, like Mary said, if you feel safe and protected, and you're not going to have your antenna up all the time waiting for the other shoe to drop. And so it's so important. And I see it with kids a lot. Something is happening, like maybe their parents are arguing. They just heard their parents have a heavy discussion about finances, or something happened at school. You know, they're very sensitive sometimes. And all of a sudden they just are like, wow, bad stuff can happen in the world. And then, you know, you think they're having stomach problems, or you think they're having a cold or allergies, and really they just need that feeling. So I like to diffuse this oil a lot in our house. I've just made that a really big habit. We clean with it. We use it everywhere because we don't just want to stay healthy physically, but we know that we want to feel safe and protected so we can relax and let our body do the secondary things like, you know, rest and digest our food and all of those things. And when you're not able to do that, you are in a state of stress all the time. And that's why people have road rage. And that's why people are just eating their feelings and, you know, doing crazy things like hurting other people. So it is a very, very important basic health concept to make sure you feel safe and protected.
Okay, that was so beautiful what you just shared. Like, I learned so much from you sharing that. So if at one point we were all putting on Guard daily on the soles of our feet for our immunity boosting, now it's like more than ever we need to be using this daily for just the reasons that you shared. That was so helpful, Deanna. Thank you for that. Okay, so the next two pairs, the next two oils are more about supporting us and rebalancing after physical or emotional stress or strain. So they are the Aroma Touch, which is the massage blend. So this is the kit's named after this. It's also the oil of relaxation. It's a really gorgeous oil. It's sort of minty and powdery and light, and you really do kind of start to feel yourself relax when you breathe it in. It has cypress, peppermint, marjoram, basil, grapefruit, and lavender flower in it. You can see why it assists in calming the senses and it lessens tension. Two of the favorite ways that I like to use this, aside from the Aroma Touch technique, is I really love to put a few drops of Aroma Touch in maybe 2 cups of Epsom salt and stir it in and put that into a really lovely bath soak as a way to start to decompress from the stressors of the day and ease into a relaxing bedtime ritual. So that's a lovely way to be breathing in the therapeutic benefits of that oil while relaxing in the tub. You know, a lot of us as women, especially if you're in the stage of life as a mama, my daughters are grown and out of the home, but if you're in a stage of life where you get very little time to yourself, you understand the healing powers of being able to take a soak in the bath for even 20 minutes, right, on your own. This is a way to really support that, to do even more for you. Another way that I love to use it is to just put it with some fractionated coconut oil, some liquid coconut oil, maybe a couple of tablespoons in a tiny little bowl, and a few drops of this Aroma Touch massage blend, and kind of stir that up in a little dish, and just basically just give yourself like an oil massage, just kind of as you would do body lotion. Instead, you're using these oils before bed, and just that Aroma Touch oil is working on your muscles and relaxing you and calming you as you drift off to sleep. So it's just a beautiful oil in that way. What else was I going to say about that? I was just going to say also that if you can take it, if you do get massages, first of all, you need to be asking your massage therapist if they're using these oils, and if they're not, you might want to bring your oils with you. Yes. That's what we have started doing, because I don't want those fragrances that have lots of chemicals and adulterated yuck stuff in it absorbed into my skin. So I take my own oils. In fact, I have a massage tomorrow. I'm so excited. Where was I going with this? Oh, it just
let's talk about massages some more.
Just talk about massages, because that's one way to relieve stress. But the beauty is, when you can't afford to get a massage all the time, that you have these oils and you can take good care of yourself every day. But if you take these to a traditional oil massage experience, you're really gonna uplift and intensify that whole body wellness that comes from massage.
Mary, I know I'm not going to, I feel like I keep interrupting you. I just love this topic so much. So one thing I want to mention is, like, in my work, I find a lot of times, like, when I find the problem, many times it is in the lymphatic system. Like, it has to do with how you are holding on to things that aren't good for you. Like, it could be physical toxins, but I mean, many times I will find a stuck emotion, and where it hangs out is it hangs out in the lymphatic system. And so one of the reasons why I think it's so important to use this oil and to actually massage, whether you're massaging yourself or having a friend do it or having a professional massage, is getting your body to release those things. There are oils in here like grapefruit and cypress that get things moving, get you unstuck mentally, emotionally, and physically. And so I think if you find yourself just dealing with some really heavy things in life, make sure that you're reminding your body, like, you don't have to hold on to that. You can let go. Tomorrow's a new day. It's a new situation. I have a chance to start over fresh, and I don't need to store all this stuff and hold on to all of it. And so if you find yourself holding on, gosh, I'm talking to myself here, because this is my struggle in life, and this is where I have really been working. If you find yourself holding on to weight in areas where you know you are near lymph nodes, like areas here in the upper inner thigh area, like in this upper arm area, you find these little pockets that you're storing. That is your body saying, we're holding on to stuff that's not good for us. That would be a good time to maybe think about doing some journaling about stuff that you haven't let go of emotionally. And you'll be surprised of how that will start to affect your body, and you'll just start letting go of junk that you don't need. So this oil can help you with that. That's why I love diffusing it when you're feeling stressed, when you're feeling like things are really difficult and heavy in your life. Just remind yourself, like, let go of what I don't need, let go of what's not serving me, what's not building me up. And I think that you will find that you feel physically better as well.
So good. So good. And I was looking for a pen because I wanted to write down, remind your body. Like, I love when you said that, remind your body what it already knows. So sometimes we need to remind our bodies. That's so good. All right. The next oil is Deep Blue, which is the oil that Deanna was talking about earlier that you can get this month for free. And we have Linda Attaway. Linda's going to be sharing about how she uses Deep Blue, or the emotional benefits of Deep Blue, if we have got her online. Do we, by any chance?
There are two Lindas. I hope I get the right Linda. There's two Linda Attaways. There she is. Hey, Linda.
She's muted as well. I'll give her just a second to unmute. All right. Can you unmute yourself, Linda?
We're going to have her hold up cue cards next. If we can't figure it out.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Linda Attaway. Thank you, Deanna and Mary. Do you hear an echo?
A bit.
Yeah. I think it's because you have two devices open, and so that's what happens.
I didn't think the other one was working.
Let's see if I think I fixed it.
So I wanted to talk to you about the Deep Blue. And this is a wonderful, amazing, beautiful blend. It has wintergreen, it has peppermint, ylang ylang, hellerism, blue tansy, blue chamomile, and it's amazing oil. And I'm just going to briefly talk about the physical effects. It has a large blue cap, so this means right off that you don't take this oil internally. And one of the most common uses for physical uses is to drop a couple of drops in your hand with a couple of drops of coconut oil. And after you work out or before you work out, rub that in the calves of your muscles, on your back where you're having muscle pain. So this is an amazing oil for that. But also, Deep Blue helps with emotional pain. And that's an oil that gives us strength when we have emotional wounds. It helps those, so we don't hide that pain. It helps those things to come to the surface and helps us transform and heal that emotional pain. So when you feel like you're losing your cool and you have some emotional wounds going on, you can use the Deep Blue the same way. Apply a couple of drops in your hand with a couple of drops of coconut oil. Apply it to the back of your neck, around your heart area, and this will give you strength in dealing with those emotional wounds. So it is the oil of strengthening, accepting, soothing, and healing from those emotional wounds. And we learn lessons when we start to deal with those emotional wounds. So it helps give us strength so we can learn those lessons. Is there anything else that you want to add, Deanna?
I just quickly wanted to say that, again, we hold on to our emotional pain in our muscles. Your muscles will indicate when I'm doing kinesiology work on a patient, I can see that a muscle is holding on to stress. And it's interesting because you just said that. I mean, Deep Blue, we think of it like, oh, my muscle hurts. But sometimes it hurts because you're holding on to your physical pain and you just happen to be storing it in that particular muscle. So sometimes it causes us, and I love oils for this because they're emotional and physical at the same time. And sometimes they'll bring something to the surface in your thoughts and you're like, my arm is really hurting. And, I've just really been kind of fighting with somebody a lot. And I really need to resolve that relationship. And it's funny how the oils will just bring that to your mind, because that's just how they work. They're so beautiful how they work holistically on the whole body. Thank you so much, Linda. That was great.
Yeah, thank you, Linda. That's right, Deanna, because we're not one thing. We're not separate. Our mind, our body, our spirit, they're all connected, right? So of course it works on all of them. All right, I know that we've gone just a smidge over, so I'm going to move just very quickly to wrap up these last 2 oils. 2 of my faves, I got to say, peppermint. Whoops, let's see if I can show you that. Peppermint and wild orange. So peppermint is the oil of a buoyant heart. So we've kind of talked about oils for grounding and calming. We've talked about those to support physical and emotional tension. We've talked about energetic boundaries, like clearing other people's emotions sort of off of us, and also setting stronger protective boundaries with On Guard. And so now we're gonna kind of jump real quickly into the uplifting and invigorating oils, and that's what these 2 oils do. So peppermint is very uplifting, it's very invigorating, it gives you energy, it gives you lightness. You know, I heard it once described that we often are walking around through our lives with just these heavy, as Deanna's mentioned a couple of times, these heavy emotions, a backpack of all our stuff that we're just covering, you know, just carrying along with us through life. And it's hard to show up as in the fullness of who we are when we're lugging all this stuff with us. Peppermint kind of helps uplift that load. It immediately grabs you and pulls you into the present moment. And because it's happy, I mean, this is really our happy oil, the orange, but together these are very invigorating and uplifting. So wild orange is the oil of abundance. We call it our happy oil. Who can, you know, my papa used to peel oranges for me as a kid. And the minute I smelled that oil being released from the rind, I always felt good. And this is sort of the experience that many people have when they use wild orange oil. It's the oil of abundance, of a playful heart, for joy and spontaneity, and coming at something, you know, freshly, with a fresh idea and a fresh insight. So it's a super happy. We always call it getting a little hit of happy. So easy to use. You can, I didn't even talk about how to use peppermint. You can put it on your skin. You can use it all 3 ways: aromatically, topically, and internally. But these 2 together, and these are by the way, the 2 oils that end and wrap up the aromatouch technique. These 2 oils are just so happy and invigorating, and it sends you off. You know, you've cleared these emotions, you've relaxed and all of that, and now it's sending you off with energy and vitality and a fresh approach, which is what happens, right, when we come into balance. We're able to see things as they are. We're able to live with our full energy and our full presence. And so these are 2 just great companion oils. Last thing I'll say is that they're favorite 2 to diffuse in the afternoon for me when I want to go get that other cup of coffee, and I know that my body doesn't need that cup of coffee, that these 2 either diffused or put on my skin and breathed in just help give me that lift to get me through that afternoon slump. So I know we're over, Deanna, so I'm gonna wrap up for now and let you bring it home.
Okay. Wow, that was so fun. I love this topic. Can you tell I love this topic? Like the more I talk about.
I love that you love it. Me too.
Okay. It fits in line so well with the work I do that I just love and am passionate about. But we want you to have these oils in your home. We want you to start having these tools that you can use to release emotions that are not serving you, to help with your health needs, and to even bless somebody else. You know, that you'll have that tool that you can say, hey, look, you're having a rough day. Let me massage your shoulders with some balance. We want you to have these in your life. And so you can start with this kit that Mary showed us. There are 8 bottles, 5 milliliter bottles, and a diffuser, and a free doTERRA membership. The reason you want the membership and you don't just want to buy some random products is because the membership means that it comes with people. You get this entire team of people that are going to surround you with support, education, community. You're not going to feel like you're ever oiling alone or trying to find solutions alone. You also get 25% off, which everybody wants to pay a 1 quart or less for something. And so you're going to get a huge amount of savings. You get 10 to 30% back in your future purchases so that you can use that to apply towards more free oils. There's a ton of benefits that come to you as a doTERRA member. And so when you join our team, you get access to our VIP Facebook group where you can be part of the community, learn from people more experienced than you. And that is all a huge value. So if you choose this kit, and then you add maybe some other products, maybe our Lifelong Vitality Pack, which is our amazing supplement pack, you can add something on to where you can get to 200 points. And if you get to 200 points, that will qualify you for the additional freebies of the deep blue rub and the deep blue oil. So this kit by itself, you would have to add something onto it. And so the person that's going to be able to help you figure out what you might possibly want to add or what you might need to do to get that freebie is going to be the person that invited you to watch this video. So if you had a person that invited you, reach out and say, hey, tell me more about this. I think I might want to get the free deep blue stuff. What do I need to do? If you just watched it and you stumbled on it, send me a private message. I will set up a free 30-minute phone conversation, a PM chat, a webinar, whatever you need to help you figure out what you need and where you want to get started. But please just start somewhere. We all started somewhere. We learn together, and we make better choices with the more information that we gain as we go. So please make sure you've commented if you're a first-time guest or if you're a newbie so that we can enter you in our drawing and contact you if you want, and be back here next Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time for another episode of Magic Beans. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. You can find out about all of our latest new content that we're always adding to our channel. Thank you guys. Have an amazing night. Thank you, Mary. I appreciate you. Thank you, Jane. Thank you, Linda, for sharing, and have a great night, everybody. Have a great week as well. Shine on.
Good night.